I was looking at, and I know we're not allowed to say this. We're supposed to, avoid these stats here with Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. He hasn't been good in the Super Bowl. Now, I know that, you had the Chiefs offensive line that was decimated and the Broncos took advantage of that. But I'm just saying, we're normally not allowed to be critical of Patrick Mahomes. And I'm the one that was one of the lone voices when they were struggling earlier in this year, and we were saying Justin Herbert had already surpassed him. And I'm like, no, he hasn't. Mahomes is great. But Mahomes' Super Bowl stats, just to let you know if he happens to get there. Now, he's been in 2 Super Bowls. The first quarter of his 2 Super Bowls, passer rating is just under 49. Second quarter, passer rating almost 86. Third quarter, passer rating is 32. Fourth quarter, passer rating is 78.5. So 2 touchdowns, 4 picks, 2 Super Bowls. He does some amazing things, but he could have easily lost to the 49ers. Easily lost. And then he'd be 0-2. I know that we're inching towards, he'll be the next GOAT here. He's great. He gets them there. But just, we tend to look at quarterbacks and, man, he's great. Well, Mahomes has not been good. He certainly hasn't been great in the Super Bowl. But if Kansas City's going to get there, facing the Niners or the Rams, those numbers should be at least in the back of your mind. Because he is not. He's had one big pass in the Super Bowl, and that was blown coverage on Tyreek Hill by the 49ers. And it was a wonderful throw. But other than that, it's been kind of nondescript there. These kind of games against the Bengals, do I expect him to light them up? Yeah, I do. I think they've kind of figured out what they needed to figure out earlier in the season. Remember, we thought, these defenses figured out what to do against Kansas City. Keep everything in front of you. Don't let anybody get deep. And Mahomes was very patient with this, or he learned to be more patient. As a result, I think he's even better because of that. You want that home run. It's almost like if I said to Steph Curry, hey, don't shoot too many threes, okay? Why? Well, the defense is doing some different things here, and we're better if you don't. Okay. And then you don't shoot as many threes, then all of a sudden the defense changes, then you go back and you start shooting threes. That's what it feels like. And I liken him to Steph Curry. It's just you watch and you go, that's amazing. Nobody else does that. And I do think he's the best quarterback in football. Still the best quarterback in football. I just think there was an adjustment period, and I think the defense has been opportunistic, has been good. And they're going to have to be great probably to win the Super Bowl. Yes, Eden.
There's something, though, that kind of bugs me about in the last Rams game, Matthew Stafford had this play where he was sort of scrambling and dropped the throwing angle down to like that sort of sidearm throw, and they were like, whoa, a little Patrick Mahomesy in there. If I'm Matthew Stafford, I'm like, bro, I've been doing this like 3 times as long as him. He should be more Matthew Stafford-y.
Well, I don't know about that.
That's more of a Matthew Stafford play that Patrick Mahomes has taken.
Yeah. I think Stafford is more of a big arm guy, not a touch guy, flare guy, style points. But, when we saw him like go sidearm and like, whoa, I agree. It's like Mahomes is the guy who invented those passes, apparently. Yes, Paul.
Because that's not really fair to Brett Favre then, because Brett Favre used to do left-handers, underhanders.
Yeah.
To different teams. His team, other teams, they were all over the place. But Favre introduced that stuff.
Remember when it seemed like everybody was counting out the Chiefs, and now they're going to host their 4th straight AFC title game? And you got Joe Burrow and the Bengals come into town, and I know Cincinnati beat them a couple of weeks ago in Cincinnati. Burrow and Jamar Chase have become one of the more dangerous combinations. And this is a Chiefs defense that gave up 200 yards to the Bills receiver Gabriel Davis last week. But despite that favorable matchup, not many people are giving the Bengals a chance. This is a team that had 4 wins last year, and Burrow is just a year removed from a serious knee injury. Cincinnati is knocking on the door of a Super Bowl appearance. Who would have thought that at the beginning of the year? And I don't know if the Chiefs are going to be on upset alert. I guess they should be, just because you don't want to go, well, it's the Bengals. And the Chiefs start slowly. This is one of those where, you don't want Cincinnati to get up like 10-0. Not that Kansas City can't come back from that, but, at some point it's going to come back and haunt you. But Joe Burrow and the Bengals, to say they don't have a chance doesn't seem wise. And I know a lot of people say they have no chance. Well, they do. Dave Lapham, their former offensive lineman, he's their great color analyst. He loves the Bengals, and he lets you know how much he loves the Bengals. In fact, he's going to join us next hour, and I'll give you a little taste here, Marvin. Give me a little bit of Dave Lapham.
4th down and goal from the 9. 17 seconds to go. The play clock at 3. Shotgun snap. Carr throws into traffic. Intercepted. Jermaine Pratt has the football.
Yeah.
Coffin nails.
Bam, bam, bam. How about that?
Now, I remember when Dave played for the Bengals, and then he became the color analyst. And, you know, if you're a fan of a team and you want your play-by-play and certainly your color guy to celebrate with you, to be a homer, it's okay. You know, you're not journalists out there. You're rooting for your team. It hurts. Play the field goal by Evan McPherson. Dave Lapham.
Clark Harris will snap it back to Kevin Huber for the win. The snap, the put down, the swing of the right leg.
Yeah, baby.
It's on its way.
Yeah, baby.
It is good.
Yeah.
Coffin nails.
Bam, bam, bam. That is unbelievable. 54 and 52 at the gun. That is unrealism right there.
Bam, bam, bam. Unrealism.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Paul.
I went back and listened to the first one. If you transcribe it, it's nice, bam, 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 woo. That's like a professional wrestler.
It's like Ric Flair.
Yeah.
So we were going to have Dave Lapham on to talk about that. That, you know, when you have a microphone on your fandom, he'll join us. On Sunday, the Rams will take on the division rival Niners, and it hasn't been much of a rivalry. If you go back since 2018, the Niners won 6 in a row. In fact, Kyle Shanahan, the Niners head coach, was asked the following question about his coaching counterpart.
Yesterday, Sean McVay was asked if you're in his head, and not going to ask you the clunky question, but do you sort of enjoy that he has to answer that question right now?
Not really. I think it's kind of silly. I think a question like that is just giving Sean and myself way too much credit. We're coaches. Watch what's going on that field and some of the players out there and the people that are competing, and think that it's about Sean and I. I know he doesn't feel that way, and he knows I don't feel that way. So, you know, the entertainment of this business is cool and stuff because it brings a lot of fans and brings a lot of money for everybody, but I think that's kind of pretty ridiculous. I don't give coaches that much credit.
Okay. It would have been great if he said, yeah, I'm renting space up there in Sean McVay's noggin. Of course he's going to downplay this. Here's the question, same question asked to Sean McVay.
Knowing Kyle Shanahan so well, and with the success that the 49ers have been able to have against you, is Kyle in your head at all, you know, in terms of trying to get past these guys?
No. What I do have is respect for these guys. They've done a great job. You know, you look at it, you got to play well in that 3.5 hour window that we're allotted. You look at the last time that we played them, didn't finish the game, but this is a really good football team. We have a lot of respect for them, but you know, we're competing and preparing to the best of our ability to go out and see if we can advance. But this is a really good team. Kyle's an excellent coach. They got great players, great coaches, good schemes. And so that's why they're in the NFC Championship.
Okay. What did you think Sean McVay was going to say? Yes, he's in my head. I can get him out. I can hear his voice.
That's a ballsy question, though.
I know, but it's sometimes you ask a ballsy question, but it's not really a question. It's not a good question. I remember Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes. He would always say, "Did you kill this person?" And they go, "No." Like, oh my God, what a ballsy question. What's he going to say? You know, nobody's ever asked me, Mike. Yes, I did.
Yeah, here's the knife.
I killed a couple people.
You know, I may be a murderer, but I'm not a liar, damn it. Yes, I did.
Is he in your head? Like, how could Sean McVay give you any other answer than no?
Sean McVay did well answering that question, though.
He blew right by the stop sign.
Sure did.
Right through it. You know, this is the biggest game of Matthew Stafford's career. And he's played well so far in the postseason. But you got to still, in the back of your mind, realize he was tied for the league lead in interceptions during the regular season. He's led the league in pick sixes 2 years in a row. And conference championship games aren't easy to predict. Do you expect the Rams to somehow come up with a different game plan? And if you're the Niners, do you just say, well, you haven't stopped it yet. Let's continue to do what we've done. Does Trey Lance play a role in this game this weekend? I was curious about that. Without injury, even without a subpar performance by Jimmy G, can you incorporate Trey Lance into this game? I'm just curious about that. But there's concerns about Garoppolo. There might be slight concerns about Stafford, but this NFC title game is going to be interesting with contrast in styles because you have the Rams who have a great offense. They have an offensive-minded head coach who wants to do great things. You have some playmakers on defense. People can't tell you who's on the Niners. I mean, you might go, well, they got Bosa, and which Bosa do they have? They got the Debo guy, Kittle, Jimmy G, and they got a big offensive lineman I think they got from Washington. I mean, that's sort of the Niners are nondescript, but the Bengals are to a certain degree because you have Burrow and you have Jamar, and then you could throw in, Joe Mixon. But other than that, you're like, who else do they have? I think they got a T. Higgins guy, and they still got that guy they drafted 5th out of Washington, the fastest guy in the NFL, and no, he's not there. Or anybody on their defense. We know about Kansas City because they're usually playing in prime time. We see them an awful lot. The Rams got star power. But when you're thinking about the Bengals, you may only think of 2 players, maybe 3. And with the Niners, we normally lead with the quarterback, but not in this situation.